Hey everybody, Brian here. Welcome back to the Boldzone, the place where we review budget handheld retro gaming devices. I know that's a lot, but that's what we do here. Those devices and their accessories. Today I want to do a review on the PowKiddy X55. Now, the X55 came out in the middle part of 2023, but I think it was swept under the carpet because there were so many retro gaming devices that came out last year that I think people just kind of ignored this device. There's been several other reviews on it. I know Russ from Retro Game Core and Retro Handhelds did some pretty in-depth reviews on that on this unit, but I wanted to give my impressions and see if this might be something that you may want to pick up as a gift or for yourself or for a retro gaming device for 2024. Let's take a look. So before we jump in, I'd like to tell you where you can buy the PowKiddy X55. You can get it on the official PowKiddy site at PowKiddy.com. Just do a search for X55. Right now, the system is available for $89 US, $89.99, under $100 for the 16 gigabyte OS version with no expansion card. Um, they offer the device in three different colors. You can get it in the PowKiddy Blue, is what I call it, white, and the black color. There's options if you want to spend a little bit more. You can get the game system with the 16 gig OS SD card plus a SD card with games on it, and there are usually tons of games. I suggest if you have your own game library, just order the one without it. You can also pick it up on Amazon if you're willing to pay a little bit more. You can get it faster. Order it from PowKiddy directly. Obviously, that comes directly from China, so it takes a little bit of time to get here. If you can't wait and you have more money than time, um, go ahead and order it from Amazon. There's several different places you can get it from Amazon, and the cost ranges between 150. 158 to 170 $170. You can also pick it up at AliExpress. Now, AliExpress often offers the best deals. They have sales right now as of this video being made. You can pick it up for $75.85 on AliExpress, and that's US dollars. The black version with no external SD card. Um, they offer the same three colors, blue and also white. So that's where you can get the device if you so choose to buy it. I'll put the links down below. Also, first off, let's talk about the design. The PowKiddy X55 sports a classic horizontal layout, similar to that of the Nintendo Switch or Switch Lite, except it's a bit more curvy, and honestly, it feels better in the hands than the Switch or the Switch Lite. The ergonomic curves fit nicely in the palms and make gripping the device pretty comfortable. The joysticks are at a comfortable angle, and they're not too difficult to reach. The device has left and right down-facing speakers that provide a pretty adequate sound for your games. They're a little bit tinny to me, but they are really loud. Top down from the left, you have a reset button. You have a 3.5mm headphone jack and a USB-C OTG port. OTG stands for on the go. Took me a while, I had to actually look that up. This port can be used as a host and as peripheral device connections for controllers and keyboards and joysticks and such. It also serves as a charging port, so that's where you plug your charger in. There is a mini HDMI port, another USB-C host port for connecting to computers and docking stations for data transfers, and then there's the main power button. On the bottom of the device, it has those speakers that I mentioned, and it has two TF or micro SD card slots. TF, by the way, stands for Trans Flash. It was an older standard for SDs. Um, one of those is for the operating system, and the other one is for ROM storage for your games. At the heart of the X55 is the Rockchip RK3566. It's a quad-core ARM Cortex A55 processor. And I know that's a mouthful of jargon and numbers, but this processor is used in several popular handhelds, and it provides smooth performance for emulating most early retro game consoles and handhelds. And with the 2 gigabytes of RAM, it handles emulation up to PS1 and some Nintendo 64 and PSP games. It handles those respectively. The X55 comes out of the box with just enough Linux operating system installed. It is literally called JELOS by the retro gaming community. JELOS is a well-known third-party community-developed version of Linux designed exclusively for the handheld game emulation devices. I think it was a great move by PowKiddy to get permission to use JELOS as the OS for this device. It makes setup and game configuration a breeze for both expert users and for beginners, and it provides a user interface that's familiar to console and PC gamers. The display is another highlight. The X55 has a 5.5-inch IPS OCA laminated screen that displays at 1280 by 720 pixels. The screen is bright and the display is crisp and the colors look to be true, although I don't have the proper equipment to measure that accurately. They seem pretty good. The 16 by 9 display is great for most games, including the 640 by 480 pixel systems like the PS2 and the Nintendo 64. Another cool feature is the mini HDMI output port. That allows the X55 to be used sort of as a mini retro gaming console when it's paired with one or two external controllers. Controls are crucial for handheld gaming devices, and the X55's controls do the job. The buttons and the D-pad offer a satisfyingly tactile feedback, and the joysticks are clickable and are similar to those on the Nintendo Switch. They may be the same components used on the Switch, who knows. The D-pad and the buttons are soft and not clicky. However, the select, start, and volume buttons on the bottom left and right of the screen are clicky, and the L1 and L2, R1 and R2 shoulder buttons are a bit clicky as well. And I think it's fine for the control buttons to be clicky because those are buttons that you don't use that often. And I do find the volume buttons awkward. The up volume is on the left of the screen and the down volume is on the right. Seems like they should be switched. Anyway, the controls do the job, as I said before. Battery life is always a concern with handhelds, but the X55 boasts a pretty impressive 4-hour battery life on a 2-hour charge with its 4,000 milliamp hour battery. This ensures you can play games for hours on a single charge. Plus, with the ability to use 64 gig, 128 gig, and 256 gig SD storage cards, you won't run out of space for your game library. Okay, let's check out a few of my favorite games. I tend to like playing Nintendo 64 and MAME or arcade games. Let's check out Street Fighter. Playing some Street Fighter 2. Let's put a couple quarters in there. Stop kicking me. So let's talk about my likes and dislikes about the X55. First like is cost. It's a pretty powerful system for under $100, and I think it's a great value at that price point. It's comfortable in the hands, and the build quality is good, especially for a PowKiddy device. They've had some devices in the past that just didn't stand up to this build qualities. The D-pad, joystick, and the buttons feel good. The big screen, like the big screen, 5.5-inch screen on this device is perfect. The JELOS operating system. JELOS Linux operating system is a good choice for this device. It provides easy setup for beginners and experts alike, and it gives you that feeling of a true console that most PC and console gamers are used to. It runs PSP and Nintendo 64 games with some tweaking, runs those pretty well. At least runs the ones that I like, my favorite games. And it has Wi-Fi and Bluetooth built in, and an external HDMI port. And this is a good feature. A lot of earlier handhelds and some lower end handhelds don't have built-in Wi-Fi, which makes updating the OS a bit different and a little difficult. So for my dislikes, I dislike the annoying background music in JELOS. Now I know this is just a setting and you can dig around in JELOS and turn it off, but out of the box, it's a little annoying if you don't know where to begin to hunt for that. Just a minor gripe there. I don't like the loud and clicky buttons. Most of these devices have cheaper devices anyway, have loud and clicky buttons. They aren't so bad for the shoulder buttons and some of the control, the D-pad and the directional buttons, but they're pretty loud. Also, the volume buttons are in a weird place, and that's kind of unusual to have the up volume be on the right hand side and the down volume button on the left side. It's just a little strange. That's something they could fix pretty easy. As you can see, I have fewer dislikes and more likes. So overall, It's a good system, I think. All in all, the PowKiddy X55 is a respectable handheld retro gaming emulation device. It combines a larger screen with a horizontal design and offers a fantastic gaming experience for both retro enthusiasts and new gamers alike. I give it 4 out of 5 stars on the Boldzone retro handheld review scale. So, what do you think about the PowKiddy X55? Is it the mid-range or under $100 gaming console that you've been waiting for? Are you going to wait to see what comes out in 2024 that's comparable? Do you already own the X55? If you do, leave a comment below and share your thoughts on it. And again, if you like this type of video, um, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe. And until I see you again, keep gaming.